All right, so I have had several of you that said you may not be here today, so I am going to go ahead and record today's lesson. Basically, we're supposed to do two today. I am only going to do one of them today, and then we will do the other one tomorrow, for those of you that are able to come back tomorrow. But anyway, basically, we're just going back on our exponent rules that we talked about on Monday. Remember, we did adding, subtracting, and then multiplying and power to a power. Those are the three technical. Add and subtract and have the same rule that we did Monday. And you were given this little cheat sheet that we filled in together. Okay. And we did not do the quotient rule, which is what I'm going to be doing right now. And then we will hit negative exponents and the zero exponent rule tomorrow. Okay. All right. So basically, when you're doing the quotient rule, which is just dividing, all right, we are going to subtract our exponent. So this is going to be x to the a minus b. That's the way that we're going to solve every single one of these types of problems. Okay. Anything that's alike is what you do. And again, like I've told y'all in class, I will work the entire problem out step by step for people that may need that. All right. So we're going to jump straight in. Looking here at problem number one, x to the fifth over x to the third. Okay. So basically we're doing x to the 5 minus 3, which is just going to end up giving us x squared. Now, to show you why this works, and I'm only going to show you on this first one so that you understand. Basically, when you're doing this, x to the fifth means that we have x times itself 5 times on the top. And x to the third means we have 3 on the bottom. And remember, if you divide something by itself, it cancels out. So we are left with x times x on the top with those understood ones. That is why it is x squared. So that's the same thing they're doing technically in all of these problems today. But we're just going to use the shortcut by knowing that when we divide, we are going to subtract our exponents. All right. So moving right on over to number 2, k to the 12th divided by k squared is going to be k to the 12 minus 2, which is just simply going to be k to the 10th. Again, they always start off a little easier and we'll get gradually harder as we go. All right. So m to the 3rd divided by m to the 3rd. So if I do m3 minus 3, that basically gives me m0. So a lot of us are going to want to write 0 as our answer. But remember, if you divide something by itself, in other words, if I just divide 5 divided by 5, you don't write 0. Right? You tell me that 5 divided by 5 is 1, which is the same thing that's going to happen here. They cancel each other out, and our final answer is just 1. That will take us to our zero product property tomorrow with the zero exponent rule that we'll talk about tomorrow. Okay? All right, so then going on, 4, 5, 6, and so on, we have more than one letter, more than one variable. Okay? So we're going to have to do this in steps. All right, so we're going to look at our a's first. So it's going to be a to the 6 minus 2 and b to the 4 minus 3, which is going to give us a final answer of a to the 4th. Now, b to the 4 minus 3 is b to the 1st. You don't have to write that 1. So as a matter of fact, remember on your EOC, they will not have that understood 1 written. If you need to write that understood 1, you certainly may, but they may not have that. They will not have that understood 1 written. Okay, but it is there. All right, so number 5, we're going to go p to the 7 minus 4 and q to the 16 minus 12. And all we're doing is subtracting. So 7 minus 4 is going to give us p to the 3rd, and 16 minus 12 is going to give us q to the 4th. All right, so now on number 6 over here, there's 3 of them. So we're going to start with our x's. So we're going to say x to the 20 minus 5. We're going to say y to the 9 minus 9. Okay, and remember, 9 minus 9, those are going to end up just canceling out. And then z to the 2 minus, all right, don't forget that 1. So a lot of people tell me it's just z squared, but it's not, because 2 minus 1 is not going to be 2. So 20 minus 5 is going to give us x to the 15. The y, 9 minus 9, gives us y to the 0. And this is z to the 1st. And again, this will be written without the y to the 0 on the EOC and without the 1 on the z. So it's just going to be x to the 15th z. All All right, so everything we've done, problems 1 through 6, have all just been with variables, no coefficients. Okay, but when we do the coefficients, we're just going to divide like we normally do. If you need to reduce, you can reduce. You can reduce using your yellow calculator. Remember, you'll just type in the number and then hit math, enter, enter. So if it's like 12 over 15, 12 divided by 15, you would type in 12 divided by 15 and hit math, enter, enter, and it will reduce that fraction for you. Desmos will also reduce that fraction for you. It's just a little fraction that's off to the left of the row that you type the problem on. Okay. All right, so here we go. Number 7. So 6 divided by 2 is automatically going to give me a 3. And then we're going to do x to the 4 minus 3. Oops, where y'all can see it, sorry. Okay, so 4 minus 3 is 1, so that's 3x to the first, or just 3x. All right, looking at number 8. All right, so 14 divided by 7. So we know that's just 2. And then it's going to be r, don't forget your ones. So r to the 2 minus 1 and s to the 2 minus 1. So that will give me 2r to the first and s to the first, or EOC would just have 2rs. All right, number 9. Negative 36 divided by 4 is going to give us negative 9. 2, all right, c to the 2 minus 2, and d to the 5 minus 3. So negative 9c0, d squared. Again, the c0 won't be in there, so it's just negative 9d squared. Y'all got to bear with me because I haven't recorded much with this new Elmo, so sometimes my paper's off. All right, so here we go. Number 10. We've got negative 15 divided by negative 3. We know negative 15 and negative 3 is going to give me positive 5. And then we've got 6x to the 6 minus 5, y to the 5 minus 3. And then there's no z on the bottom. So we're just going to leave z there. And when we simplify this, 6 minus 5 is 1. I'm not going to write my 1. And 5 minus 3 is 2. And then the z stays there. All right, so be very careful with number 11, 12, and moving forward, okay? Because now 4 divided by 8, that's not just 2, y'all. That is 1/2. So when I write that, I'm still going to have the 1 on the top and the 2 on the bottom. Still going to do 5 minus 1. That's going to stay on the top. Okay, so then we've got 1 into the 4th on top, which again, I'm fine with, but the EOC will not have these understood ones, so they're just going to have into the 4th over 2. All right, and number 12 over here. 36 divided by 54. So I know 9 goes into 36 4 times. 9 goes into 54 6 times. So was that big enough? No, because 4 over 6 can reduce again. So I'm going to, you can, again, let me see if I can pull this up. Hold on. All right, if I use Desmos for this, I'll show you. Again, you can use your yellow calculator, but you would literally just type in, what is it, 36 divided by 54? And then you hit this little fraction right here, and it reduces to 2/3 for us, okay? So that's what we're working with there, okay? So, oh goodness, I done messed it up, see? All right, so now we're gonna do 2/3. 2 on top, 3 on bottom. Now we just deal with our letters. All right, 9 minus 3 for M, and 5 minus 2 for N. So 2 on the top, 9 minus 3 is 6, and 5 minus 2 is 3. With the 3 on the bottom is your final answer. Okay? All right, so now we're going to move into a little bit more complicated ones where we have to use the same rules that we used Monday, all your general rules, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and power to a power. And then we're going to apply those as well to the quotient rule, okay? Now, I will hope I have enough room to write these out. All right, so we're going to start just looking at the top only, okay? So I've got this power outside. We need to deal with that first. So remember, that means 3 squared and then x to the 5 times 2. So 3 squared we know is 9, and that will be x to the 10th. The bottom is 27x cubed. Now we will reduce. Again, if you're not sure, 9 divided by 27, right here. Type in 9 divided by 27, and then make it a fraction, which is going to be 1/3 for us. Okay, so now I know 9 divided by 27 is going to give me 1/3. And then I've got 10 minus 3. So that's 1x to the 7th over 3, or just x to the 7th over 3. Okay, with this video, again, it's in your Canvas, so you can always stop it, pause it, rewind it, whatever you need to do. If I go too fast for you, it is still there for you to work on, okay? All right, moving to number 14. All right, so we're going to start with the 3 outside here. So remember, that means that's going to be 2 cubed, and then a to the 2 times 3 and b to the 4 times 3. The bottoms staying the same right now. I'll deal with it in a minute. So 2 cubed, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. And that's going to give me a 6 and b 12. And then we're going to leave the 4a 3 b 7 on the bottom. And now we're going to simplify from here. 8 divided by 4 we know is 2. A to the 6 minus 3 and b to the 12 minus 7. Now, you will get to the point where you may not have to write out this step right here, okay? Where you can just say to yourself, oh, 6 minus 3 is 3, 12 minus 7 is 5, and you can skip writing out that step. I'll do it for the next few, of course, just to keep everybody on the same page. But it does take up a little bit of room in those little block boxes you have to write on. Okay. All right, let's look at number 15. All right, so again, the bottom this time is the one that needs to be changed first. So that's going to be 4 squared, w to the 1 times 2, and v to the 1 times 2. So our top is still 12w 9 v 4. The bottom 4 squared is going to be 16 w squared and v squared. All right, and then we're going to reduce 12 and 16. Again, you can always start with 2 or go from there, since they're both even. So if we did 2, 12 divided by 2 will be 6, 16 divided by 2 will be 8. You could do 2 again. It's going to take you down to 3 over 4. And then we've got w 9 minus 2 and V4 minus 2, which gives us a final answer of 3W7V squared over 4. I literally just broke my pen. Over 4. Okay? Make sure I can see that. All right, and last one on the front, number 16. Okay, so again, now both of these need to be changed, so we're going to go step by step here. It'll be 2 to the 4th, c to the 1 times 4, d to the 4 times 4. 2 squared, c to the 2 times 2, because we're squaring on the bottom, and d to the 3 times 2. And then you're just going to simplify. Okay, so 2 to the 4th, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. That gives me C4, D16. All right, 2 times 2 is 4, C4, D6. And now simplifying from there, we know 16 divided by 4 is going to give us 4. All right, we've got C to the 4th and C to the 4th. I'm not going to write C to the 0 because we know they're just going to cancel out. They're no longer there. And 16 minus 6 is going to give us 4D to the 10th. Okay? So that is the front side of your paper. All right, so we're going to flip it over. I think, let me check and make sure. Y'all might not even have the back. Hold on. Nope, that's where we are going to stop. I am going to just practice a couple of examples real quick from a couple of more, just to show you. That they can get kind of complicated. Actually, I'll wait till I'm back to do this. So, all right, so we'll stop there for today. This is just simply dividing. You will have a assignment to go with this for today, and I will most likely put that in to Delta Math for y'all, since I have several of you that are not going to be here today. All right, I hope to see you all back here tomorrow, and I hope you have a wonderful day.